When I think of Mickey Mouse, my first memory that it goes to is back in my day. This is, I think it was around the late 80s, early 90s, maybe. They started doing like, oh, Mickey and Minnie, and they had these cute little animations of them together. And I remember one of my older sisters, she had a lot of like drawings, not drawings, but like pictures of
Like
them.
coloring books.
Not coloring books. They were like, I guess you could say posters. I don't know. I guess you could say like a poster type of thing. But I remember that I would hear a lot about the Mickey Mouse cable. I really didn't know. Like I had just heard it from like TV shows. But I don't know why. And then also at that time is when the Mickey Mouse Club was huge. The one where Britney Spears and Justin Timberlake were in. Obviously at the time we didn't know who they were, I mean, well, I mean, I knew who they were, but not what they were going to become. So my first instinct, like I said, I don't know why, but when I first think of like Mickey Mouse, I think of that Mickey Mouse. I guess the Mickey Mouse from my childhood, you know? And then when I think back about seeing the old black and white, like the original one, that one, I don't know why, it would always creep me out. And like the whole little sound, like the whistling that he's doing. And then especially when it became a Mandela effect about the whole suspenders or the tail as well. The first thing that comes up to my little brain when I think of Mickey Mouse.
Hmm.
What about you all?
Mm, I have to say, I'm sorry if you hear my dogs. He doesn't want to play with Fenris, just having none of that. So ignore them if you can. My first memory, honestly, this is gonna sound strange, is actually with Steamboat Willie. I
Mm.
remember, I don't remember if this was in the school or at home, but I remember there was talks about like how I want to say yeah maybe in school like everyone to draw Mickey, and a lot of us like they drew, we all draw him very weirdly. And my teacher, I want to say like the first memory like stuff like in that school, like I'm saying, decided while we're drawing Mickey to watch Steamboat Willie, the first Mickey Mouse. And again, that's how we all grew up, introduced into being to Mickey. And Amber kept thinking in my head that like this looks kind of nice, but also I thought he looked a bit weird. And later on, when they started changing his designs, I remember at some point I was like, I kind of miss his old design because, like, to me in my head, as another fellow artist, I was like, that's it. That was his original design, like how he was introduced into the world. Amber, for the longest time, I would argue with everybody saying that's not Mickey's not his name. It's I would literally say the whole thing like his name is Steamboat Willie.
Oh my gosh.
That's how I was introduced to him. That's
That was his name.
Yes, to me that was his name. And it made a lot of sense to me in my head. I grew up on both of them. Again, mostly because like again like my mom, like how she said, like she introduced it to both me and my sister. It's in two different like eras, genres. Like seeing how he's transformed from this small, sort of skinny-ish, rounded, original looking mouse form to the Mickey that he is now. It's so weird and different to see how it is. But not only that, but not only his image too, but also like his character. Because I want to say his his personality's changed a little compared to like in Steamboat Willie to now. I want to say like more outgoing at the time. Like he was definitely more like
Hmm.
I'll fight for everything, and then like later on he became the whole like oh no like I'm not good with conflict. No way else to say it other than like oh like peace and love.
Hmm.
Again, nothing bad with that. Just saying like his personality changed, and I don't think I liked that. I think that's why I don't like
Hmm.
the new Mickey.
Huh.
Hmm. My first memory of Mickey Mouse is actually when he had the House of Villains. When it
Oh
was
my
Oh
God,
yeah.
yeah,
yes.
that's been my first memory of him. And I know that I've seen him before, but that's the one that really like stuck with me. It's because a House of Villains, where it's basically up of all the Disney villains that go to, I guess, his little club, and they do performances and stuff like that for them. And he has his friends um helping out. Like even his dog Pluto helps out.
Aw.
I remember that. Like,
And
I think he brought drinks, right?
yeah, he would do whatever Mickey would ask him to do, honestly. Like he would be a little waiter or he would go and help clean. He's helped people with their parking. Like it's legit just like a little club that he has for the villains. And it's not just villains, but it's
Like
all
every
that
single
there is
Disney
on the
character, right?
yeah, like all the characters, all Disney characters are there. It's just I think the main focus was for the villains. Yeah, I forgot about Steamboat Willie. But that was a later, like I remember going to my college classes and seeing all that.
I just remember too. You just reminded me, Noodles. Like in our college courses, I don't remember if you remember this, but I remember like our teacher told us that against the boat, Steamboat Willie was actually the boat's name, but everyone always asked us like, what was the mouse's name? Mickey Mouse. And everyone was like, you just said it, Mickey Mouse. And this may shock everybody, but Mickey Mouse was not originally his name.
It was the Steamboat Willie, or what was it?
No, again, like I said, Steamboat Willie is the boat's name because
Oh.
no, yeah,
Mm,
I forgot. They said like for the longest time they actually had no name for him for the longest time. But no, yeah, but I want to say like they said for the first couple episodes of a Steamboat Willie, like Mickey Mouse had no name. Like he was
Mm.
not Mickey Mouse. It wasn't until actually there was talks about him. Okay, you know how later on, again, probably saying this character's name wrong, but do you remember how later on they end up introducing our Mortimer Mouse?
Mortimer.
Nope.
He kind of like
That's
rivals Mickey. He
he's
wasn't
always
the,
after Minnie.
yeah, he was the one that's always going after Minnie
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
besides the guy. But no, yeah, so apparently there was talks about actually having Mickey's name being called Mortimer or Robert.
Robert.
Mm.
Yes, there was many names thrown around, and they said nothing stuck with it, so they just called him they just called him like the mouse for now. But no, yeah, Mickey technically had no name until the creator for Mickey Mouse's son just started calling him Mickey because he said because of the squeaks he did on the show. Just like he said like the son liked the way he squeaked a lot that he just started calling him Mickey. So
Mm.
a little boy ended up naming Mickey Mouse.
Oh, wow.
No,
That's
yeah,
cute.
it was very cute. But to know like he technically had no name and like these other rejected names, it's like that is very interesting. Like imagine like if they decided to pick one of those names, he would never be known as Mickey Mouse.
I
It
love that.
truly, truly is.
Well, I feel like that calls for one little hit.
The bung rip.
What happened? You drop your bong?
No, there's someone trying to kill me in game.
Hi, I'm Mita.
Hi, I'm Noodles.
Hi, I'm Musica.
And this is Bluntly Talking. Today is Manic Monday, and it's also movie madness, movie review. Oh god, oh god, I'm sorry. I'm playing this game, and
There's someone trying to kill
oh
us.
my god, yes. I'm gonna have to run out. I'm running out, I'm running out, I'm running out. Anyway,
I was in the water.
yeah, so we decided to watch The Mousetrap and Winnie-the-Pooh, Blood and Honey this weekend, and so we are going to be doing the reviews for that. Oh god, you scared me.
Hello. I need to go over there actually.
So let me break this down a little bit for y'all, really quick.
Break it down. Do, 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 do.
All right. So, shall we talk about the mousetrap first? Because I really do. I remember when the whole thing about, oh, they lost the, what is it called that they lost? The public domain,
Yep.
and
Mm-hmm.
I remember this whole thing about it, and I really didn't know about that too much. I think you guys were the ones that told me. So
Yep.
what happened, right, was that Mickey Mouse, the Disney basically lost their public domain for the original Mickey Mouse, the black and white one,
Steamboat
Mhm.
Willie.
Steamboat Willie, on January 1st of this year, 2024. And because of this, now it's, people can now use that version of Mickey to, you know, to do whatever you want with it, basically, right? Is that how that works?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because no, yeah. So a lot of people like who probably don't understand this, like, originally Steamboat Willie, the original Mickey Mouse, like I think a decade ago, he was supposed to become public domain, but Disney, like we said before, they fought to keep him a little longer, and they tried to do the same again, but the courts were like, no, you've had him for so long already, and you have a new image anyways. You don't use this one, so I was like, he's not public domain. So
Hmm.
how it is, like, people could use it, but it can't look like the new Mickey. And they could like change the way how the Steamboat Willie Mickey looks like. They could make him look like a different color, slightly different. They can make him taller, skinnier, wider. They could deform him, and
As long as it just doesn't look like the like current Mickey.
yeah, as long as he doesn't look like the current Mickey Mouse,
Hmm.
Disney cannot go after anybody who uses the old one because he's public domain now.
Right. And so I guess people were anxiously waiting for this because this happened with Winnie the Pooh as well, which is
Mm-hmm.
why there's the Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey. But with Winnie the Pooh, this happened last year. No, this happened in 2022.
Mhm.
And that's when they lost their public domain. Oh my gosh.
Public.
But for the Mickey Mouse one, right? It was funny because as soon as they lost it, well, people already knew that they were going to lose it.
Yeah, everybody
So,
was waiting.
yeah, I believe they started, like making the movie. They were just waiting for it to lose it so that they could, I guess, put it out for the public.
Mhm.
So this movie, the first movie that I've seen, I don't know about you guys, but this is the first one that I've seen that actually like has that took advantage with this.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This movie just came out, and I'm trying to see when, but I don't see the date here.
But it was fairly recent, wasn't it?
Yeah, it just came out, and you can watch it for free on Peacock if you stream for
Subscribe.
Peacock, subscribe, or you can rent it on Prime Video. And this movie is called The Mousetrap. I just see here 2024, so it's 1 hour and 20 minutes long. I'm going to read to you guys a synopsis and then we'll go ahead and go into the review. So, the synopsis of this is it's Alexa's 21st birthday, but she's stuck at the amusement arcade on a late shift, so her friends decide to surprise her. But a masked killer dressed as Mickey Mouse decides to play a game of his own with them, which she must survive. The tagline is "This is not the fun house." It's comedy, horror, thriller. All right. Um, I'm gonna go ahead and just jump in on this and tell you guys what I think about it.
Mhm.
So I was super excited as soon as I saw it. Right, I think I yelled and I was like, "Oh my god! The scary story, the scary movie is out!"
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "We're watching it. That's it." And so we did. That's where my amusement and my happiness started, and that's where it ended.
I
I,
know.
oh my gosh. So I feel like this movie, they, God, for me, like the whole time that I'm watching it, it felt like a cheesy 90s scary movie. The whole thing, like I even questioned it a couple of times. I was like, wait, is this set like in the modern, like right now in 2024, or when is it? Because it kept reminding me of just the cheesy 90s scary movies. Because, in the 90s, I remember when the movie, Scary Movie first came out, that one kind of like started the 90s horror craze. Because I think it kind of died down after like the 80s, like the Friday the 13th and Halloween and all those. And then when Scary Movie came out, it kind of started, but then it not only started the scary movie trend again for like especially like the involving like teens or like young adults, but then a lot of cheesy ones came out, like really bad ones. And that's what this one reminded me of. It honestly, that's really all I need to say about that. I don't know, like I definitely recommend this one when you're high. You have to get through it when you're high, at least for me. There really wasn't any to me, there wasn't any surprises. Like everything was very predictable, and so I'm very disappointed with it because I feel like they could have done so much, and I'm hoping that there's other people out there that are going to make a better version of this because I'm not happy with it. I'm not gonna watch it again, and I love scary movies,
Hmm.
but I did not like this one. So, what do y'all think? What do you think, Musica?
Honestly, this was different. Cause, um, again, we should also go, like, I did watch Blood and Honey beforehand before this, and that was also very different. But I don't know, cause like everyone was so hyped up, they made it seem like it was gonna be like they were gonna do so many cool things. And I
Yeah.
remember one person made a comment saying like how they would like to see original Mickey like somehow like also add on along with his boat, like make a weird like horror cruise thing out of it. And to me, like, okay, first of all, I should say I don't like cruise ships, but to me, I was like, that'd
Hmm.
be so cool. Not only Mickey Mouse, but Steamboat Willie along with it, his steamboat. I think
Yeah.
that's would have been awesome. I was kind of looking forward to that. So for this to have to be completely different from what I thought, I, at first I was like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna give this a chance. See where how it goes from here.
Mhm.
And first of all, it could have been a better. I think the narrative they could have freaking lose that. Um, I felt like they could have done a lot more, and how they portrayed Mickey in this one, I didn't like it. I think they could have made him more scary. I'm sorry to say it, but like it felt like a bad B-rated movie.
Yeah. No, for real.
Yeah.
It was God. Even the whole story, the way it is, like I could see what they were trying to do because it starts off with I guess one of the girls that, right? Because it's like it said there, like they're stuck in this game thing. Think of like Dave and Buster's, right? It's like a game center like that,
Mhm.
Yeah.
like Dave and Buster's, and they all had like the secret party for there's these two workers, these two girls. One of them is extremely unlikable, and she ends up bailing on her friend.
Hmm.
And then
Mm.
like I said, then they have this party, and it's just there's one survivor. I don't know if there's more survivors, but they make it seem like there's one survivor, that one girl,
No, like from understanding, I think there are other survivors because they did say like, oh, because the others are like they're too shocked to speak, but you're the only one here who's
Mm.
talking like nothing, and
Yeah, but and they never show the others, right? Like the other
mm,
survivors,
Yeah, they
really.
don't. In the end,
And
you see who survives, but it's not.
right. And then that girl is kind of like the one that's like telling the story a little bit. But then there's the detectives who also very unlikable. Like they're
oh my god, yes, I would kept
Hmm.
thinking like, here's what I was hoping as an ending. I should just say this right now. I thought the detectives were gonna die, or at least one of them.
yes.
I was hoping for that, but instead we got the other ending, and I was like, I don't like this.
Yeah.
This sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At one point, I thought that the detectives, like one of them in particular, at one point I was like, oh, he's probably like a writer or a producer, something like he just wanted to be on the movie, like the way Stephen King does, or that's
Yeah.
because he was such a bad actor.
It just. No, I'm sorry. Were you done?
I am Musica.
No, oh yeah, I'm done. That's why I'm being quiet.
Um. So for me, yeah, like this, I thought it was a good movie at first because I was like, ooh, the setup, the build up to it, was really good. But then, yeah, like the characters, a lot of them weren't likable. I don't think there was really one that I
Mm-mm.
really liked.
Mhm.
So, and then it's the more we watched it, the more I kind of realized that there wasn't really a story being told as to why this was happening. It was just, oh, because they're there, it's happening now, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
From what I understood, like somehow like he became like an evil entity and he took over the guy.
Yeah.
Which again, like I don't get that.
Spoilers,
Like
guys.
why? Like
Spoilers. We
yeah,
forgot to say that
spoilers.
in
I
the
should just
beginning.
say, but like that, I wish they kind of explained it or something. Like, was there something bad that happened and that's why he's an evil entity all of a sudden? Like
Yeah.
that just came out of
Yeah, I
nowhere.
guess. Yeah, for me, there just wasn't a story.
Yeah, it was just I think they underestimate the horror fans. I
Mhm.
think that's what happens a lot with these kind of movies, with just scary movies in general, where I think they just underestimate, like they just think that people just want to be scared or want to be grossed out, but it's not. Maybe there are some people that way, but we're not those people.
Hmm.
There has to be some form of storyline. There has to be like we want to know the backstory. I just don't watch scary movies just to watch scary movies. I like the story. I want to know why. And they didn't do that. This movie was lacking. I think they just thought, oh, it's Mickey. We're gonna rush to get it out. It'll be, the first one out there. And I guess they were the first ones out there with that, but I don't know. I wish that they would have taken their time with it. Right?
No, yeah, and also his ability, I guess I say they gave him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the flickering of the light, I thought that was pretty good. Okay, cool. Like he's not overly powered, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But again, his weird ability and everything, it made no sense to me.
Yeah.
Like it just, uh, again, so many cool stuff they could have done with original Mickey. Don't get me wrong, I loved seeing the case with the masks, and also the only one with the fright one with the clown. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I just again like I feel like they missed a good opportunity here.
Yeah, I concur. I concur with that. Give me a sec. I'm gonna put on my hoodie really quick. I'm taking off my headset.
Okay. What were you saying?
Oh, we're all talking about what we hate. Okay, so I guess we all talk about like what we liked about it, if we
Ooh,
can.
we're back. Yeah, yeah. So, what was your favorite scene? Oh, should I go first?
Yes, you go first.
Yeah, you
Oh
go
my
first.
God. I think what you said, I think I like the nostalgia. I like when they show the mask in the at the this is almost at the beginning where the guy is kind of like he's watching because he's watching the movies,
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
right? He's watching the movies in kind of like a theater like setting, and then they show like the posters on the wall, and I guess I mean I like that part just because I could see that me doing that. I mean, I don't know if it's like an actual scene, but that's the only one I can think of right now.
Mhm. Mm, I guess what
Be-
I'd say. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
no, I was gonna say because even the killings, like to me, it was very generic. It was very,
Yeah, they weren't that good, honestly. I thought they'd
Mm-hmm.
be slightly more bloody,
yeah.
or at least more inventive.
Mhm.
Mm, okay, for me, what I liked. Uh, Funny enough, I liked when the guy gave her a present of like the sour candies of around the world.
Oh, that
Oh
was
yeah,
really
that was
cool.
cool.
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cute, and also it's like, oh, like that's a true person who knows you. Because like, first of all, who wouldn't love getting candy?
Right.
And second of all, like, I don't know, to me, it's like that's a real nice like actual human touch, especially like like, again, they hint in the movies like, oh, like he likes her and like whether she notices or not, and like that he's like willing to like do something like that for her whether or not he'll get recognized. And to me that's just like that's just cute, and also it's like I want those sour candies now.
Uh, my favorite part, it's gonna be crappy, but it was the ending. Because like it was again, guys, spoilers. We should have said it in the beginning, but we forgot.
Yes.
Um, but it was like the whole time it's the main girl, right, that we've been following, and you kind of find out that like apparently everyone in that group has a crush on her.
Yeah, that was annoying.
So,
Mhm.
so what ends up happening, right, is like it shows who basically is saved, who made it through the night basically, but then here comes for one last like it's always this is the part when the killer gets the one last scare in. Well, in this part it was the last kill. Yeah, so my favorite part was the last kill basically because I wasn't expecting it.
That is true, I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it caught me off guard. I think I even yelled when it happened because I was not. I thought that was it. And I was even saying like, "Oh, what a stupid ending!" And then that happened. I was like, "Oh, okay, oh, you got me." Oh, it was really good. That was the only part I really liked.
No,
The
yeah,
ending.
that death was out of all them the most gruesome and unexpected. I love that one too.
That one just it got me off guard. So I think that's why like that's the one that stood out for me.
All right, so what do y'all give it? Out of five blunts, five being the best, one or zero being the worst.
You know, just to be slightly generous, I'm gonna give it two. And
Okay.
being slightly generous here, I was gonna give it a 1.5, but I was like, you know what? Because the last death scene and what the guy said, and to me, like, okay, that last bit kind of slightly, I wouldn't say saved it, but like made the ending a little more funny. So to me, it's like, okay,
Hmm.
like it helps relieve the shock. So it's like, okay, like that's kind of cool. So yeah, I'm gonna give it 2 blunts.
Oh, you know what? I skipped over what's your worst, what did you hate the most about it, but
I'm gonna say like everything. I'm sorry, but everything. Not only that, but I think the one thing I think has to be like, I wouldn't say the worst, but made absolutely no sense to me was like, again, spoiler, this little girl, like, again, like, she's in jail, she's explaining the whole, what happened, like, of what she remembers or what she was told. And from what they've told, from a scene that we saw, like, again, like, Mickey, cuts, her back heel, rendering her
Ugh,
immobile. And to
yeah.
me, it's like, okay, so that happened. Why the hell is she in jail? Why is she not in a hospital?
Yeah.
That I didn't understand. That pissed me off more, other than like them constantly saying like, "Oh, it's her," like they're hinting that she might be the killer.
Yeah.
I hate that. Like, if that was real life, they would be in jail themselves because like they're hindering her of getting the medical attention that she needed.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Uh,
Okay.
oh, sorry.
I was gonna say, my worst, the worst scene for me, it was just, honestly, it was every time that the detectives were there. Every time that they were freaking interrupt the story that the girl was saying, like that was so unnecessary.
Yeah.
So any time that the detectives were on there, like I think those were my least favorite scenes.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as how many blunts I would give it one. I'm being generous. I was gonna say zero, but I mean, I guess for the novelty of it, watch it, but don't expect much out of
Mm-hmm.
it.
That's definitely something you definitely need to watch high to make it more entertaining,
Yeah.
Yep.
or at least like what
Uh,
more bearable.
Right.
just just a bit. All right. I think I definitely am gonna give it a 1.5 blunt, just because I agree, like the nostalgia of it, but there was no story really to it, or no good story. Like
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't told right.
No,
Didn't
yeah.
really make sense. Like I still don't understand why. Like, what did he kill? Like I don't get it. Was it just cause fun? Like I don't
I
get
think it's because like how like she said like the game like saying like, oh, if you find me you can kill me, whatever. And because technically like, yes, they set up yes, it was a trap, but like he still won by the whole game rule, like he still found her, so he gets to kill her.
Hmm.
I don't know. It didn't good.
Oh, you got cut off there for me.
Yeah,
Shit.
you're getting cut off for me too.
Uh, Storytelling wasn't good.
No,
Hmm.
yeah, I have to
What I'm
say,
saying.
if I had to compare the two, even though we're about to talk probably the other one right now, Blood and Honey did it slightly more better.
Yeah, like I just for the nostalgia, and then I would say definitely be high because you need to be high to enjoy it.
Hmm.
We ain't lying, people.
Yeah, I feel like it was more fun watching it under the influence.
If anything, this also
Yeah.
be a good like horror testing movie for young kids if you want to like see how well they can handle horror and stuff like that.
No, I wouldn't say
No.
it's for kids because they
Yeah,
talk a lot about like adult stuff.
No, I know,
yeah.
but I mean like, like if they want to start watching like scary movies stuff like that, you can be like, okay, fine, like see if you can handle this, and if not, then like you're not ready then.
No, this is not. That's not a type of movie for that. I
Oh
don't think.
shit. Ah!
Alright, bong hit, you guys. Bong hit before we
Hell
continue with
yeah.
the next one. Alright, this.
I keep accidentally killing my character.
Oh shoot.
So the next movie that we're doing this for is Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. And like I said earlier, this one actually has been out since 2022. No, this one came out in 2023. They lost the public domain for Winnie the Pooh in 2022, but the movie came out then. There are two of these movies. There's Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, and then Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey 2. That one came out this year. We are only going to be reviewing the first one.
Yes. The
So this
next
movie,
Monday we'll review the part 2 one.
yeah. So this one says the days of adventure and merriment have come to an end as Christopher Robin, now a young man, has left Winnie the Pooh and Piglet to fend for themselves. As time passes, feeling angry and abandoned, the two become feral. After getting a taste for blood, Winnie the Pooh and Piglet set off to find a new source of food. It's not long before.
Oh shit. Hello? You guys got cut off.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. Last thing I
Okay.
heard was like, it's not long, and that's it.
It's not long before their bloody rampage begins.
There you go.
And then I said the tagline is a horror retelling of the famous legend of Winnie the Pooh. I am going to start this off by saying that this movie spoiled me for the Mousetrap, for the Mickey Mouse one.
Mmm.
Because, first of all, I've never been a big Winnie the Pooh fan. It was never one of my favorites. I don't
What?
know if it's because I feel like Winnie the Pooh was more aimed for little boys, possibly. I don't know. It's just me growing up. So it just never really caught my attention. So when you all mentioned, oh, there's this, Winnie the Pooh scary movie, like, for me, it wasn't like a big deal to watch it. But then we watched it and I liked it, actually. I thought that there is a story, like, because I was wondering, like, well, how are they going to do it? And with this one, there is an actual storyline. I think it's what makes it really what I like about it. Right?
Mm.
It's just like it said. So Christopher Robin, he did have his, the friends, and then he grew up. And now, actually, I think that was very smart, a very smart way of them doing it because you're right. Like, you don't think about that, right? We
Mm-hmm.
just think, but in this case, they took it a step further in that sense where he grew up and he went off to college. And so what happens now to these creatures that, for all intents and purposes, now, started talking and behaving not like animals, basically, having more
Mm.
human-like um,
Behavior.
behavior. Yeah. So, but then what happens when you kind of take that away? Like, do we expect them to go back to being like animals? Which in this case, that's exactly what happened. Only they took it further
Mm-hmm.
because now it's like, I mean, a pig normally isn't feral.
No, yeah.
Most of these animals, they're not really feral. So, but when you take that away, at the end of the day, they are just wild animals. So I like that part. So for me, this one spoiled me because I was expecting that same level of. Are you gonna fight those
Oh yeah, I'm fighting
noodles?
them.
Okay. So for me, it was just like, okay, yeah.
Sorry.
Did you
Yeah,
guys like them?
definitely. This one was Sorry, I'll let you go first. Sorry.
Okay, so I just say, like we all said, like I watched Blood and Honey first, and I told my mom and sister, like, oh my god, you guys should watch it. And first of all, I should say it was definitely not what me and my wife expected it, but we definitely liked it because I had to say first, out of the two, that was the most scariest. Piglet was the more scariest. Mask, I should say, because he actually looked very terrifying. Um,
Yeah.
I will agree how some people point out the story made no sense. Like, how could a kid bring in scraps all of a sudden tame these wild creatures? But again, it's going back to, like, it's going off of the story, so like that also doesn't make any sense. But like I liked it still, and I also like, again, like you said, like it gives off the whole like, well, what happened to them once he started growing up, And it's like we got that answer now, and it's not very pretty. And how, again, like I should say spoilers, how if later on people are asking like, oh, what happened to the others, like to Eeyore, to Rabbit, to Owl, and the others. And it is explained in there, and let me say, it is horrifying to find out what they had to do to survive. And
Yes.
Yep.
basically, like, they turned on their friends. Piglet and Pooh and Rabbit first turned on Eeyore, which to me is just so sad, because again, like these are their friends that they were around with Christopher Robbins, and all of a sudden, like now they're like, well, we have to survive somehow. But not only that, but I think what's even sadder is like when they when it first starts off like, oh, like Christopher, because like he has what, a girlfriend or fiance,
Yeah, it's
and
his
he
wife,
want
isn't it?
no his no, I think it's a fiance. He wanted to introduce her to his friends, as he said, like, because like no one else there believed him that they were real,
Mhm.
and so he wanted to prove that they were to her, that they were in fact real, and that it wasn't all just like imagination, that like, he wasn't just very extremely imaginative.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think like, okay, that is, kind of cute. Like he wanted to, introduce a good part of like what he assumes is a good um, memory, and just wanting to introduce her to like a good, what he thought, like is a very sweet time for him. Unfortunately,
Mhm.
again, like he does mention like how he wonders like how they've been all these years. Like he wonders if they've been okay. And to me, it's like, buddy, that should have been your first clue. Like maybe not everything would have been okay.
Right.
And when they capture him and when they're torturing him, which somebody in the comments um later on, I think when they clipped it off in YouTube, how they point out, again, this is definitely gonna be a major spoiler right here, but when Pooh is whipping Christopher on the back, everyone pointed out, which actually this might scar both Mom and Valerie a little bit right now, so apologies beforehand. When Pooh is whipping him, nobody may not notice this until probably now, but what he's using to whip him is actually Eeyore's tail.
Oh, God.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like, what? I went back on the scene and I looked at it and I paused it like just as about to grab it, and sure enough, it is Eeyore's tail. And I was like, holy
Dang.
I know.
shit.
Oh my god.
No, yeah, and to me, I'm just like, that's even worse. Because I remember people said like there's even Rabbit's skull hanging in one of the houses in a Pooh and Piglet's house. Like, they've kept their friends' body parts around them. So like,
That's
even though they killed them,
horrible.
they still like, they're like, we want to keep them with us. Kind of a weird way.
Yeah.
And to me, it's like, that just makes it horrible. Because so now there's reminders of their like, because I do remember like, again, like Christopher's begging them. He's like saying, remember we were friends. And at first, like, you think like, oh, like he's gonna let him go, and he remembers. But then when he looks around and he looks at what he has in his hand, and remembering that his friends are dead because of Christopher, that spurs him on even further. And to me, it's like that's just even more heart wrenching
Mhm.
because I just cannot imagine that. Can you like?
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
I didn't even catch that before.
yeah.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Uh, yeah, this one, the storytelling is way better. There's actually like a timeline that they give you. They give you the reason and explain why this is all happening.
Mhm.
And yeah, like even like the deaths, it's more explained versus in the Mousetrap.
Yeah. Again,
So I
I
really
think
like
we
that one.
like. It's like how we all said, like we all thought it was gonna be different. I've heard, like I said before, like I have told you guys earlier, like I heard rumors it was gonna be with the boat too. So to find out it wasn't, I was extremely disappointed.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. This just goes to show you, that you do have to have a storyline. It's not just the killing and stuff.
Mhm.
Um, this to me just proves it. Like I said, Winnie the Pooh has never been one of my favorites, but as far as this, I would definitely pick it over the Mousetrap. And it's a good enough story that it even has a second.
Like a second movie coming out, yeah.
Right. So my favorite scene for this movie, oh my God, it's hard because
There's
we
so many good
watched it.
ones.
We watched it, but then like I honestly, because this had been like the second time I'd seen it. Um, I don't know if I have a favorite scene. Maybe I'll say it, but maybe you guys will trigger my memory. But I guess I would say the thing that I liked is the story, and the way that they tell it
Oh no, yeah,
too.
definitely.
I like that they just the storyline of it. That's probably my
Mhm.
favorite thing about the movie.
No, yeah, definitely. Like we said, like with Winnie the Pooh, like again, like people point out, like it's makes no sense how a kid's able to domesticate wild animals, but it does make a consistency of like when he returns, why they're feral, why they're mad at him,
Yeah,
why they're being,
you could see it.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like it makes slightly more sense than just like, oh, Mouse Mask somehow has life and takes over a body for no reason other to kill.
Well, in the
Mm-hmm.
Mousetrap, it's kind of like he's an entity, right? It's not
Yeah.
even like even a person, but it
Yeah.
doesn't give you an explanation of how that was created or what.
Yeah. Like I said, like
I
just
don't know.
possession, which, okay, if that's the case, then explain that a bit further. I hate the narrative, like again, like the Mousetrap one. I hate the narrative, like they say, like to make it seem like, oh, it's the girl's fault, like she's somehow part of it or whatever, you know?
Mhm.
Like if that's the
Yeah.
case, if that's how they wanted to go with it, then I wish there'd been more a little creative with that, rather than been like, oh, like it was literally over the place. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Winnie the Pooh, Bud and Honey, like again, like they had a reason, which to me is like, okay, I kind of get it. Like they even put up signs, saying stay out in the forest, because like like after they were like, as they saw, betrayed by Christopher for leaving, they're like, we don't want more humans here. Stay out. I mean, it's like okay, that makes a bit more sense because like they don't want to deal with that no more.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And again, like they were a lot more scarier. They were definitely a lot more bloody, and I want to say slightly more creative.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Like there was reason to their killings
Mhm.
versus not. Um, my favorite part would have to be as bad as it's gonna be. It was the ending as well to this one
Oh my
because
god.
it's one of those
Yes.
like They did it where they made a vow never to speak again, right? So the whole movie, like Pooh and his friends aren't talking. They're not saying anything. They're not saying why they're doing this or anything to anyone, and you know. But in the end, finally, like Christopher asks one more time, like, why are you doing this? Like, please, like, just leave it be. And Pooh finally tells him, like, you left, giving him the reason, like it's just like that was so heart wrenching. It's like you can feel the betrayal.
No,
doesn't give him
yeah.
doesn't give him the right to be killing like the way he is, but you feel it, and I love that. Like I love that there are movies that give you that, like you
Yeah.
can feel the hurt. I just that was so good.
And okay, so what's the thing that
Hey,
you
you skipped
didn't
me.
like? What do you mean?
You didn't ask what I liked.
Oh, I thought you answered. What the heck?
Yeah, you were supposed to go after me.
No.
Okay, what did you like?
Noodles skipped
What was
me.
your favorite? Oh, what was your
Uh,
favorite scene?
what I liked, funny enough, was actually no, yeah, it was like the ending for Blood and Honey when Christopher tries to like give himself up for Pooh to kill instead of the last I guess would everyone would have considered the final girl. And
Oh,
instead
okay.
he decides like no, like you're gonna live in this horror as much as I am. It's like no, like you live, and he kills the girl right in front of him.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
to me, it's like that's was like don't get me wrong, the way she died was terrible. To me, it's like that's like the biggest like you get to live with this trauma just as much as I get to live with my own trauma.
Right.
Mhm.
Like I love that.
Yeah,
He
you're
still got
right.
him
I had
though.
forgotten about that. All right. So, okay, the things that we didn't like about it. To me, it was I'm not a big fan of gore movies. So, if my complaint for this movie is just that it's very gory, very,
Really,
very gory. Like, holy shit, very gory.
Mhm.
I liked all
So,
that.
yeah, I know, but that's what I'm saying because I'm not a fan of that kind. Like, don't get me wrong, I mean, I love scary movies, but the type of scary movies that I like are the movies that are ghosts and like stuff like that. And of course, I expect in the scary movies, of course, there's going to be killings and stuff. But I don't know, I think sometimes it does go, for me, again, for my taste, that's what I didn't like. But I understand that that's the whole nature of the movie.
Mhm.
But if I had to pick one thing, that's what it would be. What about you, Masika?
What I didn't like was the pool scene. When Piglet is chasing one of the girls in the pool and he keeps swinging what was it, the chain, hammer,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
and he keeps on missing her like by just that much. And to me, it's like first of all, that pool's not that wide, and it's not that long. He could have hit her again twice over. And okay, I get it, the movie suspense and everything, but to me, it's like in my head, no logic, it's like that made no sense.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like he could have easily hit her, and then for him to get in and still swing so much more closer and still miss. That pissed me off. I was like, I don't know why that pissed me off the most. I kept telling my wife like, this is stupid. He can easily hit her. That chain is so again, it's the metal chains that you see truckers and like other companies that kind of use that. I'm blanking right that. I'm sorry. Like who used it to like pull heavy shit around, and to me it's just like he's that strong. He's able to like wield it like nothing and fling it at her and still fucking miss.
Right.
Mhm.
It just annoyed me. That scene annoyed me so much. I'm sorry, but if you're gonna do that, do it right. I'm sorry. That just,
Yeah, do it a
Get
little
the
bit more
job done.
believable.
yeah, that made no
Exactly.
sense to me.
For me, my least favorite would have to be I don't know if it's the first kill from the group of friends that we're focusing on in the movie, but it's the one where he chases into a barn
Mm.
and he gets her and rips off her top
Hmm.
and then kills her.
Oh my God, that's right.
Like, that had to have been such a guy scene that he's like, okay, I want you to rip off her top before you kill her.
Yeah.
But just for that moment,
And then also the way it was done.
like it was so unnecessary. It was so stupid. I'm sorry. Like don't get me wrong. I love seeing boobies, but like that was not the time for it. Like it was just so stupid to me. Sorry. This
Yeah, that was such an obvious thing right there.
For some
Yeah,
reason, I
like I
thought you were
did
gonna say
not
the wood
like
chipper,
that
but
bit.
I was like, why? That was so cool. But no, yeah, that one definitely was stupid.
All right.
Yeah, ugh, just that was in poor taste, in my opinion.
Okay, so then how many blunts do you guys give this movie? And should we watch it?
Oh, you didn't say what you hated, did you?
Yeah, I said I didn't like the gore.
Oh,
Right?
right.
Is that what I said?
Yeah.
I
It's like, am
forget.
I high or are you high?
I'm getting contact high.
Right? Okay, so yeah, I would give this movie out of 5 blunts, I would give it 4.
hmm
I would give it 4 blunts. And yes, watch it high, because why not?
Mm, no, yeah, I would also give it 4. And again, like, obviously, because we like it better than Mousetrap, and to me, it's just like I do like it. Again, the only thing I think I didn't kind of like is like Pooh's mask in it looks very stupid. Honestly, the the poster they had for it made it look more intimidating than it actually was. And no, yeah, to me, it's just like, that kind of slightly ruined it for me. I was hoping to be intimidated again. Like Piglet's mask is so much more scary.
I'd give it 4.5 months. Definitely one to watch high and or not. Like, I think you can enjoy it either or.
Mm.
So, better movie. It has such a better storytelling than Mousetrap.
For reals.
Definitely. And not only that, like again, like also the same thing with Mousetrap. Like the poster they had made it seem like he was gonna have blood coming out of his mouth. But like, what was coming out of his mouth? It looked like hair, right?
Yeah.
I didn't even notice.
Really? No,
Yeah.
yeah, like the if you like look back and pay attention to it, I first thought it was like a mistake. But no, yeah, like he has like what I'm guessing looks like a hair, like a mustache. I have no idea, but it it looked weird and out of place. I didn't understand that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, you guys. Well, I guess that's the end for the movie reviews. Watch Winnie the Pooh, skip the Mousetrap. And this is a call for anybody out there, all you filmmakers, please make a better one.
No, yes, or you want
Please
something to like
enjoy
compare and
yourself.
review, like go ahead. We're just telling you right now, it's a waste of time.
Hmm.
Yeah, you can't just rely on the nostalgia being enough. You
Mhm.
really can't.
No. Alright, guys, we are going to be back tomorrow with the sitcom effect. Same time, same place. If you guys like this content, please like, subscribe, follow, and all that jazz. Alright, ladies, thank you.
Oh yeah, thank you. Bye.
Thank you. See you later.